Okay. Give just a minute here. There it is. Okay. Make sure the volume's all the way up. All right, getting ready here. Give it just a minute for Facebook to let everyone know I'm live. Oops, I need to run in the house and get the things I'm marbling. Can you hear me now? I almost forgot to bring the items I'm going to marble out. Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Going to give it just a second more. See if I can get anyone to join. Please sprinkle the video out so others can find me and watch this fun art form. As you come on, please say hello and let me know where you're from. For those of you who may not know, my name is Linda Anderson. This is Aqueous Silk LLC, and I do water marbling. I'm just going to clean the surface of the water. I just put the trash bucket right in my way. That just clears any imperfections that may have landed on the surface and any bubbles that may be there. Oh, I see some people hopping on. Hey, Joni, happy Friday. I still can't see them on my iPad. I don't know why. There. Dorinda. Hi, Dorinda. Yeah, I know, Michigan. That's fantastic. I appreciate you being here. So tonight we're going to do, I'll show you what happened. The pillow covers that I marbled last week, let's see, make sure I got the right side, only has the white. A couple of them have a little bit of blue that stayed, but all the blue washed away, or it didn't even wash away. I don't know where it went. It disappeared. There was no blue left in the bottom of the bag that I took these out of. It's the weirdest thing. I've never had that experience in all the time I've been marbling. Usually if it comes off, and I don't have it come off on cloth ever. The white stayed behind, but all the color came off. So we're gonna do what's called over marbling. Hey, Carmelina, hi from Idaho to Ohio. Everybody mixes up our states. When I say from Idaho, they say, oh, Ohio or Iowa. But so anyway, we're gonna try to do what's called over marbling. There's already some white and a couple pieces. There's a little bit of the blue that's left behind. So I prepped the pieces again, and we're just gonna marble again, right over the top of it. over marbling. Hey Tom, how are you? And so that it just gives it really a little bit more depth. And since hey Julie, yes, the best state is Idaho. I agree. And so that's called over marbling. You're going to see a little bit of the white that's behind it, and I'm going to only use a little bit of white. Maybe, I don't know, I keep changing my mind. But I'm going to do 2 pieces, and I'm going to do the stone marbling this time. I was going to do it last time and I forgot, which I'm famous for. I get going and just forget. So I'm going to do one side of the pillows are going to have a stone pattern. The other side will have a random pattern on it. Let's see. Great. Yeah. Hi, I'm doing well now. Another Michigander here. Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Yeah, it's been a very stressful week, so I'm very happy that I'm home from my day job and I get to have fun with what I love. So, in order to get started, I'm going to block off the ends. I know my camera isn't high enough to show you the whole tank, and I apologize for that, but my camera is on a stand and that's as high as it will go. So you just get to see a little bit of it right here. I have about another 2 feet on the other side of my hands that you're not going to be able to see. But I'm going to block off a bit because we're going to do the stone pattern, and then I'll block it off, or clean it, block it off again, and then we'll do the random pattern. So, anyone have big weekend plans? I don't. I get to go to the grocery store tomorrow and I get to get a tire fixed. How's that for excitement? I know how to live. But I suppose since I have to travel back and forth to work, having a tire that's working, or all 4 tires working, is a good thing. So, I'll try to catch the, I'll try to keep up with the comments. I just have to keep remembering to tap my iPad screen. What an exhausting week. We've had a little bit of rain here today, a little bit of sunshine. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful. All right. So, as I indicated, we are going to do some stone patterns. This is my very expensive tool for doing stone pattern. Oh, stay there. I can also use like a fan brush or just a big floppy brush. This is a very, very soft bristled brush. Get paint on it and splatter it onto the surface. But I just use this broom straw. It's very inexpensive. And I just do this and just try not to spray my iPad with paint. Don't care about the stand that's holding my phone. And it's still just like you were marbling. You want a nice well, I am marbling, but it's just like you were dropping it on. You want a nice full base. Instead of dropping it 1 drop at a time, you're just splattering onto the surface. Oh, have an intruder already. I don't know what that is. It's almost like I was outside. When I marble at events, I get all kinds of leaves and sticks and bugs and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to keep dropping the white paint on. I really do enjoy this pattern. I just forget to do it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll just tap it on here so I make sure I get as much paint out of the brush as I can. Okay, so there's the white base down. And I just pour a little bit of paint into these little Dixie cups. That's how I usually operate this. Okay, so now I'm going to use a deeper blue, the deepest that I'm going to use on this pattern anyway. And again, you can do it very lightly or you can really tap it. I want to make sure I get up in that corner. My iPad is right over here, so. I don't want to sprinkle paint all over my iPad. And you just get a random sampling of paint droplets when you do it this way. You can see I've got some larger ones and then some just teeny weeny ones. And I'm also making a mess down the side of the tank. Now onto the table. I'm very good at making messes. Everybody excited about the big March Madness tournaments that started today? My husband's just been so excited being home all day, watching basketball. I got the full download when I came in as to who had been beaten and who had won. All right, we need some more blue. Now it's going to be difficult for me when I finish this pattern because I'm going to want to move it around. But it does look so awesome when you just let it be organic as it falls on the water. Do we think it needs a little more blue of this darker blue? Maybe just a little, not a lot. Feels like this goes a lot quicker than when I'm just dropping it drop by drop from the bottle. There we go. I like the way that looks a little better. Just trying to get all the paint off of the brushes. And then afterwards, I just rinse these. I'm not rinsing them. I usually toss them in my rinse bucket. I'm not doing that yet because I might want to come back and use more of that color. So now I'm using a lighter blue. You see that? There we go. You can kind of see it there. This garage is very difficult to light. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights in here and you'd never know it. So now the lighter blue is going on. I thought it'd be fun for these pillow covers if they're both sides were the same color, but they're different patterns, which is something I did not consider last week. So maybe that's why the blue came off or just disappeared. I have all of my book cloth prepped and ready to go that I marbled last week and the prior. So hopefully this weekend I will get busy and get some of my journals put together. I have 4 that are ready to cover, but I have not, they've just been sitting there. But see how fun that looks? I like the way it looks so much. Okay, there's a little spot right up here. I don't know if you can see it. Hi, Holly Jordan. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching. I do this and I do get a lot more paint out onto the floor of the garage. But by this point, I've spilled enough paint that I don't know that it matters. So this is just a very organic look. When they first started marbling, I've heard both, or I've read that they either were trying to imitate the clouds in the sky or stones under a stream, you know, in the bed of a stream, stones in the water. So that we call it throwing stones when you're doing that. So let me get my such a willing assistant, and he's gonna want to hurry because I just saw a little piece of paper towel fall in here, so I want to pull that up so he doesn't miss any of the game. So let me run and get him. I'll be back just momentarily. All right, dear. I can't wait to see how this looks. And let's everybody say a prayer or send good vibes that this is not going to disappear when it gets on the cloth. So this is denim. Again, it's been prepared again. Can you see the white pattern, the white on white? I don't know if you can, just, yeah, that'll be good, I guess, right there. I know you have to work around everything, I'm sorry. So we just put it right down on the surface. And then we'll put the next one. Can you reach it? Your way a little bit, please. Thank you. Okay, I'll let that take the paint. I'll come back over here. And I'm just making sure that the entire front surface makes contact with the water. See these dry spots? I want to make sure that there's not an air bubble under there. The reason we put it down with two hands is to hold it nice and steady and just place it right down. There shouldn't be air bubbles at all. And maybe some places are just a little bit, takes just a little bit more to seep through. Because all the pieces were prepped exactly the same. This is the second time they were prepped, as a matter of fact. It's so fun, really, to do this over marble because it gives it a lot of depth. Now, with the white on white, I don't know how much of that depth you're going to see. Let me get my rinse bucket over here by the tank. Heavy. Water is heavy. So there's the first piece. Blue is, note the blue is there. Now we'll see once I rinse it and put it in the bag what happens. And I can just tuck that right down in the water. All it's doing is taking off the surface size that comes with the cloth and any excess paint. Actually, he has the bucket kind of full. My husband was very nice and filled my water bucket and brought it out for me. And he filled it a little bit full. But you don't have to treat this gingerly or anything in the rinse bucket. You just want to dump it in there and rinse off the excess paint and throw it in a baggie. So I'll set that over there for a second while we bring the second one out. Again, this is denim. This is white denim. And I can see the white that was marbled last week. I can see it, the pattern of it through this. If you can see, I don't know how it's going to show up on the screen, but right here there's a couple swirls, and right over here on this side, I don't know if you can see that. That you can see the over marbling. On silk and satin, it's a lot more prominent. Obviously, this is a heavy fabric, so it's not going to, it may not show as much. So I'm going to grab that bag again. I'm going to dry my hands so I don't drop everything. One thing I've learned is these baggies get a little squirrely when they get wet. So I've rinsed both the pieces. They both have the blue still on them. And I'm going to put this one in the bag as well. Okay. So that's the stone pattern. I did a set of scarves. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it in the photo. I see that, or in the video, the blue when I'm down by my rinse bucket. But I did a set of scarves, one with a free hand, just free form, which is what I'm going to do next. One I used all my tools, my feathering tools, which I love to do. And then one with a stone pattern. And it was wonderful to see all the same colors, the same process that you've seen here, to see the difference in how they looked. And I keep trying to remind myself that every time I marble the scarves or anything else, I should do it like that, one in each design. All right. So now I'm going to place the newsprint down, and this is just picking up any paint that was left behind. In this instance, it's not a big deal if I miss some because I'm using the exact same colors, but I prefer to have a nice clean surface to start with. I have seen people put the stone pattern down, swirl it all around, and then drop more paint on top of it, and sometimes do a design. Tulips are very, very prominent in Ibru. There are all kinds of daisies and things like that you can do. And the stone pattern provides like a backdrop. So I'm pretty soon, if you saw me prepping that tumbler in my very, very expensive spray booth the other day, I got to thinking that if my idea works, it would be fun to do some flowers and put on one of those. But we shall see if my idea works. Okay, now I'm moving the rinse bucket aside. Putting down the trash bucket. Now I'll just... Last time I started with 6 gallons of water. I mix my water in these big 3-gallon bottles. And I had 2 of them when I finished because of every time you pull out a piece of cloth or a piece of paper, you're pulling out some of the size that's in the tank. And I lost 1.5 gallons of size just from cleaning the surface. All right, need another piece of newsprint to block it off. And the only thing the newsprint is doing for me is holding the paint within a certain area. So I'm not wasting paint, filling up parts of the tank that I'm not going to be using. Sorry, I've got to get a drink. If you're new, I'm Lindy Anderson with Aqueous Silk. This is my tumbler. It's a marble tumbler, and it has the state of Idaho, my favorite state. Of course, it has glitter too, because you have to sparkle. All right, so now I'll get another sheet of paper. All right, so we'll put this down, barrier off a little bit of this. And guys, I'm a little nervous today. My brother he went into surgery this afternoon to have an eye removed, and I've not heard how he's doing or anything, so I just feel very anxious, and I apologize if I appear that way. All right, let me see. Make sure I have enough room. I don't think I do. I need to scoot this over a little bit. Let's see. Hello, Deb. How are you? Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm just gonna move these over just a little bit. I want to have plenty of room. I don't want to have to crowd the pattern at all. All right, so now we're going to go back to the standard. I need a napkin. Just dropping it on the surface. You always try to, when you want a solid surface, you try to drop in the drop you had before, and it won't leave gaps. I kind of like the gaps and the randomness, is that a word, of just dropping. Again, I'm just putting down my base. Okay, now I'll do the blues. So again, last time I did the darker blue first, so that's what we'll do this time again. And this, it's just literally wherever I want to drop. But you do just want to, one drop at a time. One of these times I'm going to remember and try to just drop like one color down the center and then another color on the edges and just work them together like that. Usually after I'm all done marbling and I sit down and start to relax, then I start thinking, oh, I should have tried that, and oh, I should have tried this. And then by the time I marble again, the next time I will have forgotten what I wanted to try. Whoa, this still comes out super fast. This is the light blue. I've been working on a project with my marbled papers. I actually have a couple projects underway. There's not enough hours in the day. When I get home from my office job, I am so wiped out that some days I just feel like I can't do anything. And then the next day when I get to the office, all I can think about is how much I'd rather be home working on my projects. All right. Now, as you can see, the colors don't blend as they're on the surface of the water. So now I'm taking another very expensive tool, and this is what I call freeform. I am just going to move this paint around any way that I desire. Loops and S's. I could do straight lines if I was so inclined. It's just such a different look from the stone or the patterns using the tools. And I love them all. I try not to drag this across the bottom. It gives you a much cleaner design if you just keep it towards the top, just inside the surface. And I always seem to get one end that is more moved than the other. Oh, I like it. What do you think? Do you like that, or should I keep going? I keep forgetting I can touch my screen. I don't want a lot of white blank space. Of course, that might allow for the white to show through from the other marbling. All right, I think that's pretty good. I like that. So I'll get my assistant and I'll place down these other two. Okay, dear. And then I have 3 pieces of paper I'm going to marble. I already know what color pattern I'm doing, or color ways I'm doing them one. But I don't know. I'm open for suggestions for the other 2. However you want, what's going to work for you. Usually when I marble pillow covers, I will marble them in satin. Satin is so fun to marble. But I've elected to do these in denim because they're going to be, let's see, no, I have to turn it over. Outdoor pillows, and I'm hoping to spray them with something to make sure you get it over far enough. To make them slightly weatherproof. Thank you. So again, I'm just going to make sure that this piece looks really like it's on the surface really well. And this one's getting there. All my pillow covers, I enclose all the raw edges. Now, I didn't used to, and I don't know why I didn't. I've been sewing since I was like 7 or 8, so I knew better. And then the other day, I guess it's been a couple months ago, I went, oh, I should be finishing those edges. So, okay, I'm going to get the rinse bucket over here while these continue to absorb. Actually, it's just absorbing the water, but I want to make sure it's all had connection with that water. And as I'm standing here, I can see right here, I can see the marbling that was already there coming. It's showing. It's not, paint is not coming through this side, but I can see the outline of where it was before. So I'm anxious to see how these look dry. I had a men's tie that I had over marbled. I didn't really like it the first time when it came out of the bath. And so I did it again, and it had so much depth and texture. It was amazing. So as you can see, there's the blue. I'll give you an up-close look at these once they're dry and point out the marbling, the first marbling, where the white stayed and the blue disappeared. I've never had that happen. It still just bothers me because I can't figure it out. All right, getting the bag. I've got paper and I forgot to put down my cardboard. I'll need to do that. So again, 3 of them in here now. And notice, there is still blue on them. Have to document that they're still blue. They're not all white. All right. And now I'll take this up. I know it's hard to see, and I apologize for that. I don't have a better way to pick it up so you can see it. I literally have a 5-gallon bucket right here filled nearly to the brim with water. And I'm just giving this a rinse. The water in the tank feels kind of slimy from the seaweed powder that's in it. And so the cloth will feel slimy when it comes out. It feels much nicer after it's been rinsed. Okay, I'm getting the bag o' pillows. Oh yeah, it was just St. Patrick's Day on Wednesday. I hope everyone had a green beer or other beverage of choice in celebration. I drank water. I was pretty boring. My daughter, she called and said, "We're a little bit Irish, aren't we?" And I said, "Yeah, a little bit." But there was no green beer consumed in our household, nor Irish whiskey. Okay, so once again, I'm going to put newsprint down, take that excess paint right off of there. It kind of makes me laugh that I have to use so much newsprint to do this, because my entire life I have hated handling newsprint, and I've hated to have dirty hands. So what do? I pick something that both uses newsprint, and my hands are a mess all the time. It's like, oh, you know what I think I'll do? I'll do one of my papers in the stone pattern. Oh, that's a good idea. Not newspapers, but one of my sheets of paper that I'm marbling. Put this one down. Now, I've been experimenting with papers recently to find something that I like the way it prints. It's readily available to me, which is important. I mean, Boise's a large-ish city, but it's not like if you were in, LA or somewhere like that where you have all these options for paper. So I'd like to have something more local. I like to support local businesses, or something easily available to me that I believe prints well. So the one paper that I did find that I absolutely love is not big enough for one of the applications for which I want to use it. And it doesn't come in a larger size, so I've sent a sample off to a paper company to see if they have something that is similar. I haven't heard back yet, but this next paper that I'm going to use is one I experimented with last week. And if you watched and heard me say, "Oh, it's separating, it's coming apart," because I thought it was like 2 layers, 2 sheets compressed like this. Well, actually what it was is I had just, I had just torn 2 sheets of paper out of the book. So when I started hanging it up, that's when I realized that, oh yeah, it was just 2 sheets of paper. So here is my rinse bucket. For paper, you cannot just dunk it in the bucket. You have to pull it out and rinse it gently. So I am going to put out the cardboard I forgot to put down. That's where I temporarily place the paper, is just on a sheet of cardboard. And then I'll gently take it in the house and rinse it one more time, and then I just droop it over a shower bar that I have just in the center of my guest bathroom shower. All right, so again, I want to close off part of this. These pieces are not humongous. They're bigger than the other ones though. And you'll be able to see that, I'm just measuring. You'll be able to see the one that was stuck to the other one when I marbled it last time, when I put it down on the surface. There's a little bit of paint out around the edges. So that ought to be good right there. All right. All right, how's that look? Yeah, you can see it pretty good. Okay. Just pulling my colors right now. Nearly spilling my paint. Okay, so this is what I'm using. Yellow, red, orange, and white. These colors, I'm not a big orange or yellow fan, but these colors look really cool together. Oh, dang it. I was going to do the stone, wasn't I? Let's do this one in the stone pattern. I have some white right here. This is my white. I'll just throw some paint right on top of the other. See, that's what happens to me every single time. Like, Dingleberry, what are you doing? Okay, so that's all the white I'm going to use, and this is going to be the only one I do stone pattern. So I'm going to use this one. I don't think I have enough cups out here to do stone pattern for all of it. So I'll put down the red in a stone pattern, and then I'll drop the yellow and orange on top. Oh, and I'm going to sneeze, guys. I have seasonal allergies so bad. And things are starting to want to open up now outside the plants, and my nose says, no thank you. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to use this the one I had the white. So I rinsed it a little bit, and then I'm just patting it dry with the paper towel. And now we're just going to go for it. almost forgot to do this. I just may rinse it again and keep going. And look how light the red looks on the surface. Red likes to be pushed a little bit to get really red. So as I put the next colors on, you'll see it change. Okay, that's good. I'll just blot this dry again. I could use one of these other brushes, but I think I just want to continue using this. I don't have any more cups though. Okay, let's do a little bit of yellow and then we'll put the orange on top. Now there was a little bit of red left in the bottom, so this is going to be a little bit of orangey red, but I don't think that's going to matter. All right, so now we're going to throw some orange on top of it. Let me rinse this. I'm just going to, whoops. I just rinsed the cup and dumped the excess water in the trash can. I don't know why I did that. All right, so now we're gonna see that red is still not super red, so we need to continue putting color in there. Just need to set these tops on top of the and I'm just picking up just a little bit so I can get some tiny droplets. Now last week I was telling you about mixing paints again. Now this red that's here is an old red. It's been heated up in the sun from outdoor events and then cooled off and hauled around, sat in a trailer, those kind of things, temperature changes. And it's just old, so I don't know if I can push it enough to get it super red. But I think it looks a little pink, and I think that's okay. Oops. Now the question is, do I want to move it around or just put the paper down? I think I need to just put the paper down. Let me do a little bit more orange. I think this is going to look cool. So I'm just rinsing my little brush here after every color. I just rinsed these blue ones a little bit. I don't want that color to dry on there. hurt it if it did, but anyway, I need to mix some fresh colors. My season starts again for shows on May 1st. We here in Idaho get to have shows. And I'll do a weekly, it's a local farmer's market on Saturdays. All right, so here's my paper. That just makes me so happy to see that take the color like that. It's so satisfying. And there it is. Just like that. A little bit of magic. I'm going to have to turn it though, so I can properly rinse it. Oh, that makes me happy. I love the way this paper takes the paint. It's just so very fragile and sheer. So there's some things I can't do with it because it is so very sheer. And I'm just gently rinsing this. This paper is very fragile when it's wet. It's actually pretty fragile when it's, well, I was trying, after I prepped it, I was trying to hang it yesterday. And so I was trying to put the least amount over the rod as I could. And I tore a couple of them. And I was kind of wrestling. I don't reach it very well up there, so I was struggling. Hashtag short people. All right, there's the first piece down. Oh, I need my assistants to be cleaning as I'm rinsing and stuff. So any suggestions for colors for the next sheet of paper? Any suggestions? Let me see if I have any comments here. Hi Liz, if you're here, and who else did I see? Tennille Leslie, hello, hello. Now, so I'm just cleaning the surface of the water by putting this. Oh, look it. That fit perfectly in between there. And I didn't waste paint or anything. I do see a spot of orange paint on my iPad, but it'll flick right off. So I'm just taking this newsprint and I'll put it on the surface. It does exactly like cloth or my marbling paper does and pulls the excess right off. So now I'm going to leave the paper separating. I'm going to leave it where it is, pop these bubbles that I see. And now we'll go with a different color. I have to be careful to make sure my hands are completely dry before I touch the paper. Once it's wet, it no longer will take the color. So I think, I know I have purple lovers in the audience. So why don't we just do purples? Of course, and white. So I have 3 shades of purple here. And I'll put the white base down. Here's a paper towel. These are my tried and true paints. No, we're not experimenting with paint tonight. And actually, the brands I was using last time, I've used a lot in the past, so I still am mystified by what happened. If anyone is interested in seeing the things I can marble, you can go to either my Instagram or my, obviously my Facebook page or my Etsy shop. If you see something there you like but prefer it in a different color, please let me know. And because I'm me, I have to start with the darkest color first. So I'm going to do this one randomly, or just free form. And then I think I will do this one. This is the lightest one. And then this is a purple. It has with a little bit of red in it. And now I think I'm going to come back with some of the dark again. Just a little bit, not a lot. One more drop over there in the corner. And I'll move all these back. I gotta take a minute and screw the tops back on these bottles that are back here before I turn around and knock something over. Because that is just like something I would do. That's good. So now I will take my very expensive tool. The scarf that I finished last week, I marbled the backside. It turned out very nice. And did I forget to photograph it before I sent it off? Yep. Again, this is free form. I can stop at any point where I think I like it. I really like that right there in the center. Now this paper has a side that's smooth and a side that has a little bit of texture. I don't know why, but I always prefer using the textured side down. So there, and just like that, that piece of paper is marbled. All right, pull it out and see what we get. There it is. Now I'll just rinse it nice and gently with the water bottle. And I do take this water bottle into the house and fill it and rinse it one more time. But it's all just that gentle. I'd hate to destroy a sheet of paper just being, you know, like putting the bathroom nozzle on it or something. So now I will move this over to the cardboard. Just trying to be very careful and not to tear it as I'm getting it off the board. It likes to stick to the wet board. All right, one more time. Let's clean this off. And then we'll do one last sheet of paper and then we'll be done for today. Next week, I'm going to do a little trial and error this week. And if it works, I'll have something fun to show you. Because what if is my middle name? What happens if I do this? What if I do that? And you can see it take the design just like the paper did and just like the cloth did. Trash can over here. And you can see these dots down here. That's under the water, and oh, pardon me, that's where some of the paint sunk. This brand of paint that I'm using right now usually does not sink. So we have had rain today. This art form is very unpredictable, and that may be why it's very high humidity. So that may be why some of my paint is sinking today. So I'll put another piece of paper down there and clean that up. Some of that's just on or underneath the water, not on the surface. Yeah, there was very little left on the surface there. Okay, 2 more sheets of paper to block it off. I hope you are enjoying this. Any color selections for this last piece? Oh, thank you, Tennille. I appreciate it. Turquoise and yellow? I haven't done that one in a while. I can do that. That is a good combination. I need one more sheet of paper here. All right. Some yellow. And teal. Let's see. Maybe let's use the darker one. I have a light teal and a dark teal. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of white to get started. Periwinkle and lime. I do have a periwinkle. I do not have a lime in the color that goes, or the type of paint that goes with the periwinkle. Oh, now I can see this bit of purple right here getting pushed out of the way. That means it's on the surface. So let me pull that right off there. If it was underneath, it would not get pushed. So now let me finish putting some white down. It's all the little things you know to look for after you've been doing this a while. Okay. So I will probably... Woo! The yellow comes out fast. and it never fails. My hands get all colorful. Yeah, I have to make sure I get lots of teal in that great big spot. Teal is a very strong pusher, so I probably will have to come in for more yellow. See how it just shoves that yellow right out of the way? Oops. If there is no live button right up here, that means this is a replay. So hashtag replay, and I'll say hello to you and answer your questions. All right, how's this? Thank you for the hearts. Dare I do a drop or two more of teal? I guess that's enough. All right, so we'll freeform again. You can go as fast as you want as long as you're not creating bubbles. Bubbles are a big no-no. Oh, I love this. All right, I think that's it. I think that's what we're gonna print right there. Again, I use the textured side down. And now before I put this paper down, can you see along that edge, see where that paint is? That's from where it separated when I put it in, was putting it down, it was separating. And so it marbled on that side of the paper. So we'll see how it looks. I probably won't need the very edges anyway. And I didn't want to waste a sheet of paper, so there we go. See, you can still kind of see that there, but we're gonna go with it. All right, get this up out of here. Oh, it's pretty. There it is. Thank you for that paint recommendation. It's very pretty. All right, and that's all I have for you today. Next week I may be doing something pretty exciting. We'll see if it works. You know, these are my, oh, I wonder what if moments. So thank you so much for being here. Please feel free to sprinkle this video, even after it's over, out to your friends who you think might find it interesting. I'm on Instagram, I am on Facebook, Etsy, Pinterest. I'm all over the place. So be sure to find me wherever you are, wherever you like, your favorite place to hang out. Thank you so very much for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.